So, I just watched Palm Springs. I saw the ad for this on Hulu, of which this movie is on as a Hulu original movie, and I'm gonna be completely honest. I didn't think much of it. I didn't think it looked bad, but I thought at most, at first glance, Palm Springs would be fine. It was one of those groundhog repeat the same day time loop movies that we've seen a lot of at this point. Then reviews started coming in for it, and they were really positive. And so I became pretty curious, still cautious, but curious about Palm Springs. And yeah, it was good. In short, it was good. From the start, Palm Springs really it grabs your attention and your curiosity and piques your interest immediately. On top of that, it's funny. It's a funny comedy movie. But besides the comedy, you have you have other interesting elements about the movie, other reasons to watch Palm Springs. Just the whole sort of, I guess you'd call it sci-fi nature of the movie, the sort of dramatic aspects of the movie. It's all done in a really interesting way, in a way that grabs your interest, I should say. And I wasn't expecting it, and maybe it's just because I wasn't expecting it so much that it really surprised me, especially for what it was and for my expectations of it. It did really good. I really like the performances in this movie. Andy Samberg, for example, it's kind of laid back and lax, but still funny. At the same time, I feel like I have to give my fair share of criticism or critiques or whatever. The main one probably being that, yeah, for the most part, I found it pretty predictable as far as twists and stuff went. Anytime they tried to do a twist, it was really obvious what it was. That didn't ruin the experience for me. It's just, yeah, that's just how it was when watching it. I also wasn't really a fan of just the way the movie looked. I hope that's not too nitpicky. If it was really washed out and white, I don't know. I didn't like the way it looked. Again, didn't ruin the experience. Just a little critique. There are a lot of actors I recognize in this movie, and I like them all. Even the small parts, like the bartender or one of the best men. Just people I recognize from Adult Swim and who had their little moments to shine and who were funny. Palm Springs, I give it 3.5 stars out of 5. Pretty good. And this is what I'm doing. I don't know how to end this.